Hello, this is Michael Willems, the Speed Lighter. There's my picture on the background. And here's my daily blog, speedlighter.ca, where I write a post every single day. Remember that? Come back to it. It's free. It's all yours. It'll make you a better photographer. Alright, what am I going to talk about today? Another Lightroom tip. Another quick tip for Lightroom with a few things that'll make your life easier. If you want to learn to use Lightroom, learn to use it by using the shortcuts, the tips and tricks, the things that make your life better. For example, if I have Lightroom open as I do here, I might want a little bit more real estate, a little bit more screen space for my pictures, because I don't like working on small pictures. And my MacBook is not very big, I can't fit too much on it, so I want more real estate. Well, one way to do that used to be by hitting the letter F to make the other stuff on your screen, the menus and the other apps, disappear. Now that's Shift F. If I do F, I just get the entire picture, but I can't see my editing tools. So that's a new function. And F again takes it back. But if I now do Shift F, I get the previous behavior. Shift F, and now the stuff at the top is gone. Another Shift F, and the entire menus and the app bar at the bottom all disappear. So now I have my entire Mac available for editing. And then another Shift F brings it back to what I had. I'll do another couple of Shift Fs to make everything go away. And when it is all gone and I want a menu, I just move my mouse up to the top and there the menu is, it appears again. Alright, another quick tip. If I'm in the library and I want to go to the Develop module, of course I can move my hand to the mouse and find the mouse and see where the cursor is and go all the way to Develop. That's fine, but I can also, and the menu shows me, just type the letter D to go to Develop. On the right here you have the single letter presets or the single letter shortcuts, and they're extremely useful. I can never remember a shortcut that takes 3 or 4 keys to press, but a shortcut that works with one key only, I remember. So for instance, toggling the zoom view is zoom. Showing or hiding bars like the filter bar or the toolbar, backslash and T. Grid view is G, and I use those a lot. If I want to go back to the grid view to see all my pictures in a grid on my screen, I just type the letter G, and there we go. I've got the grid view. If I want to go back to develop, right, I want to see this picture and develop it, I just hit the letter D, and it takes me back to develop. Another useful thing you can do is resize the screen to suit your liking. If I want to see more words, I drag this section here, this sidebar, to make it bigger. And similarly, if I want more space to see what I'm doing here, I do this. If I want, however, more space for my images, I make them smaller. And I just do that by dragging the bar to make them as small as I like, as they can be. The same goes for the negative strip. If I want to see them, then I do this. But now it's taking an awful lot of space. I don't like the negative strip much, so I typically make it small, like this, and that leaves a lot more space. And then I type G for the grid if I want to select a particular image. But that's a matter of taste. We all have different preferences, so learn how to use those, learn your preferences. And then finally, there is one other thing I want to show you today that's extremely convenient, and that is what we call solo mode in the sidebar panes. Okay, what does that mean? In each module, the library module, the develop module and so on, you have a bar on the left with functions and one on the right. And in each of those you have these different panes. I have basic, HSL, split toning and so on the right in the develop module, and I have similar functions on the left. I have presets, snapshots and so on. Now if I were to open all these to see all the functions, I'd get about a million functions all on my screen at the same time. That is very confusing, and that is the default behavior of Lightroom. Now what I suggest is that you right click on any of these words, and you have to do that on the left and on the right in each module separately, but only once, it'll remember. So I right click on any of these words, and I make sure that the option solo mode is activated. By default it isn't, so I can have all these things open at the same time, effects and this, and you know, before you know it you have a gazillion functions. If however I activate that solo mode, now only one of these panes can open at the same time. So if I go to detail, it closes the basic pane. And if I go to split toning, it closes the detail pane, and so on. This makes it a lot more easy to see what you're doing, to find the function you're looking for. When people tell me, oh, I find Lightroom confusing, that's usually because they're looking at one strip with 800 functions in it. Yeah, that's confusing. You don't do that. You turn on the solo mode. So turn it on the right and on the left in each module separately. And then for the rest of your use of Lightroom, you don't have to worry about it. You open Basic, it closes all these others and so on. Also, it means a lot less scrolling, less arthritis in your finger. Alright, that was my quick tip of the day. Thank you very much for being here, and don't forget, look at speedlighter.ca every day. You'll find a blog post each day that'll teach you something about photography, a tip, a trick, a technique explained, something that makes you a better photographer. And it's free, and you can use the search field. Thanks very much, and see you soon.